Hello everybody, this is Chad. I was going to show you how to make a standard outlet and wire it to a USB outlet. And there is a few little tricks that some people just don't know, and I just want to make sure you're aware. It's pretty straightforward, but I see a lot of mistakes. So basically what I do is I cut around. I try to go like this with the knife. And this one I had already broke loose. I had to go get a pigtail because I noticed there was extra wires in there, more than I expected. So it's running the whole kitchen and everything. So hopefully the lighting's good enough or adequate. But basically, screwdriver. Another good tool to have is this. So you can plug in, or you can listen on a phone. Put a phone by it, go out to your breaker panel, shut off until you hear it stop. Prop it up there. You can plug something in. Just make sure it's de-energized, or if you're me, you can just do it hot, which I'm going to do. I wouldn't recommend it. So this is for entertainment only. Don't attempt it. In case one of you guys get shocked. Don't want that to happen. But okay, so it's nice when they are newer, updated outlets because they're Phillips and you don't have to sit there with the flathead forever. So real easy to pull. You got neutral and ground on the same side, hot on this side. But as you can see, I have 3, so I'm gonna have to pigtail it. I wanted to mention a couple other things as well. This tab is for a half-hot outlet. A lot of people miss that. So what'll happen is if it's a half-hot, you're gonna have to get a half-hot. If they even make one, I'm not sure. They probably do, but one for a half-hot. And the half-hots meaning one's full-time power, one's on the switch. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and unlug. You can just pull the screws all the way out if you're disregarding the outlet. And there went my kitchen lights. It's pretty much took out the whole main floor. I don't know why they put so many on there, but that was the builder, because I've been here since it was built. So now these are the quick stabs. So all you really have to do is pull like this, twist, and they should come out. Just kind of work it out. And regarding getting shocked, so the gloves usually work. I'm not grounded. If I were to touch this though to a ground or neutral, it will give you a big arc blast to your eyes, and hopefully pop the breaker. Sometimes it can cause some damage if the breaker malfunctions, but most of the time the breaker will go. And then here's the other thing I wanted to show you. So since I have 3 hots, 3 neutrals, I'm going to have to pigtail it to go to here. And here's another question that I was getting a couple questions regarding just electrical. Okay, black is hot. So black is actually energizing it. Everybody says, what's the difference between neutral and ground? The neutral is just going to be the long terminal, and it actually provides a neutral path for the whatever you plug in, whatever load you're putting on it. This is an emergency ground, just in case, say, you had a metal lamp and the this wire ended up touching the case. You would have a hot case condition. So if this is touching the lamp somewhere, you don't want a hot lamp where you touch it and get shocked, you know. That's basically what this is for. It gives it a path to ground, you know, and essentially at the main panel, these meet. I can touch these together, no problem, because they should have 0 voltage differential. So I'm just going to unwind it a bit. Keep the hots and neutrals separated. Let's be real careful they don't touch it. I mean, you can just kill your main power. That was probably best. So I know this is a 15 amp circuit, which is going to be, well, it can be 12 gauge, but on a 15 amp circuit, they're going to use 14 gauge wire. Okay, so most of the time you're going to look at 14 gauge for that circuit. So all I'm doing is getting these straightened up. And all I need to do is, oh, I don't have to do that because I'm not going directly into here. There is a strip gauge, but that'll be on the pigtail. So I'm going to do the pigtail. I just grabbed a piece of 14.3, or I'm sorry, 14.2. It's considered 14.2. Ground doesn't count as a conductor. I don't know why. That's just how they do it. So I just grabbed these two. I'll go ahead and do the strip gauge part right now, and it'll give you the length for this receptacle. It's saying to go about, you know, about right there. I hope you can see that. Anyway, it just says strip gauge. Most have it. So I got 12. Sorry, stranded and unstranded are both different. So this side is the solid core wire like this. So it's 10, 12, 14. Make sure you use the right one. If I were to use the smaller one, it kind of nicks the wire right at the bottom, and it gives it a fault point. So you just want to make sure that you don't nick the wire. And you can actually go ahead and put them together. It should say hot black, neutral white. Neutral's usually on the same side as the ground. So I've never seen one that wasn't actually. So that's a good way to identify it. And it's always silver. And this screw is usually gold. So black to gold. Don't know why they did that exactly, but it's been like that for years. If I use the drill, I'll do a little bit of, just make sure it torque tight, yeah. Now, all I have to do is get these stripped and wire netted. And the other question that people ask is, oh, you're taking 3 wires down to 1. How is it going to carry all that electricity? Well, the thing is, this 14 comes right off the breaker, and it's rated for the ampacity of the breaker. So that's where the wiring gets, that's how they size the wiring, is the ampacity of the breaker. So I'm going to take my neutrals, line them up. It's kind of good to get them lined up real nice if you can. Okay, and you know what I should do is grab my lineman's. Let me grab them real quick. Okay, right back. These are great to do the lineman twist, so you're not putting all the pressure on the wire nut. So that's another thing that fairly important. And see, this one's kind of long, so I'm going to cut that a little bit. It was the one that was wrapped. Okay, lineman's, straighten it out. Give it that lineman twist before you put the nut, the wire cap on, the wire nut. See how nice it looks? And then you want to go pretty snug, but not like bulging the wire nut. So that should be good. And got to be more careful on the hot side. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and snip this. Do the lineman twist. Oh, see my lights come back on. Now I'm creating the path back to the panel. So I'm completing the connection just by doing the twist here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I got lights flickering. You probably wouldn't want to do this on a computer if you have a computer hooked up, but yeah, do a good lineman twist. If you have one that's super long, just kind of nip it. Give it that last little twist. And I want to get a close up so you can see what it looks like. See, it's nice and wrapped. A lot of guys don't do that and they end up falling apart. So this will make you more of a pro at doing those lineman twists. And at least, you know, if you hire an electrician and he's just throwing the caps on, that's asking for problems. I mean, maybe 2 wires is okay, but if you get into 3-4 wires, it's best just to do the lineman twist. I wanted to also, I'm going to give you this real quick, show you this. So if this were a half hot, I'm going to disregard this, but if it were, I can just break, I can wiggle and break the tab. That way I have a circuit at the top and a circuit at the bottom. Okay, and I don't know, this, you know what's actually probably better is to do this, because I kind of damaged that one. So probably do, I haven't done this in a bit, but yeah, so probably do like that. And it just takes a couple bends. See that tab? And then it's actually off. Just gotta pop it up, pull it off. So I just want to show you guys that little tab. It's real important to disconnect and not share circuits if it's a half hot. So okay, so all I got left is the ground. I will probably just open this a bit. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I want to show you one more trick. I'll show you everything I can in this video, so you will be knowledgeable. Kind of scrape the paint off. A lot of paint in the box, but this right here, this hole is made to make the loop, so you can leave a little extra and just give it that loop. And I have a nice loop there. Give it a wrap around the screw and tighten her up. I think actually this one doesn't call for the loop. Depends on the manufacturer. So the old one did. This one doesn't. The old one was basically just, you know, no brass plate. So this one, I believe I can just put in under the brass plate. Get it tight, and we'll make sure it's going to be real tight. Safety wise, I think the ground wire is the most important because it will still function without it, which is that's the part that's dangerous. You won't notice. So there's an outlet tester, a 3-prong tester. You can always test if you have any doubts, but I'm gonna tuck these back in there nice. Sometimes you have to just give it that curl. I got one more trick coming for you guys, so don't cut out yet. I had noticed that when I was uninstalling it, I had noticed it was pretty loose, so it's not flush with the drywall. So it puts a lot of pressure on everything. The plate, these are great for a fix for that. So all you gotta do is just fold them over. You can do a whole bunch if it's a counter. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Counters kind of have a different insert, but I'm just gonna try 2. Let me try just fold it over twice. And try the bottom. And what's great about these spacers is you can just slide them right on in after you start here. That way your outlet's not sunken in and you're not putting the pressure on the plate. So let's go ahead and if it does that, where it's not like squared up, you might have to tuck a little more. Get those out of the way. Sometimes I'll use the back just to press them in. Okay, there we go. Now I shouldn't be fighting it. Okay. I just want you guys to see what it really takes. I know it takes a few minutes longer to do it right, but it's electrical. You don't want any arcing. So I'm gonna try that 2. I think I remember those little nubs go back towards the box, I believe. Okay. Push her on over the screw. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty flush. Let's see what it looks like with the plate. I'm gonna go ahead and do one on the bottom. Just push it right in the slot and tighten it. Could have almost got away with one, but let's see what the two looks like. I'm gonna pop my gloves. Don't need those. And yeah, not too tight. If you haven't done these, they'll crack. So just snug, and it is perfect. Looks great. I think I can plug this light in and give her a test. Yep, lamp works. All set. Have 2 USB connections. So, all right, you guys take care and be safe. I'll talk to you next time.